Hello there, YouTubers. This is Randy from the Wanderlodge Owners Group. Got a little dirty this morning. Carol's been off doing some other business, and so we're getting a late start on the video. And I got it early. Well, what did I do? I got ahead of myself, actually, on this whole chassis project. And if you're not a WOG member, Wanderlodge Owners Group member, and read all the silly stuff I do, you might want to check on that. You don't have to own a Wanderlodge to be a member, but there's always something going on here at the warehouse. So what I did is recently I bought this Wanderlodge Inn, and I think there's only 4 of them known to exist. And
BlueBird Inn.
I just thought, huh?
BlueBird Inn.
BlueBird Inn, that's right, BlueBird Inn, not Wanderlodge. It's got a gas motor in it, hydraulic brakes, and everybody knows I'm a diesel air brake guy. And but I didn't know what I was going to do with that at the time. And then this was an Allegro, something, whatever it was, and the interior had been full of water and rotten. 35,000 miles on it. It's a Freightliner chassis, Cummins 5.9, air brakes, air ride, Allison 6-speed, World, 3060 World transmission. Anyway, I bought this. And then Bill Pape helped me strip all the body off and haul it to the dump. And I got looking at it. I'm thinking maybe I should put it under that BlueBird Inn. But this was a pusher. Engine was in the back. The drive axles were right here. The steer axles were up there. So it was backwards. And then I said, well, I could take the motor out, move the motor to that end. Frame's the same height, width, and all that, but the motor's perfectly happy here, and all the radiators here, the air dryers here, everything's here, and the wheelbase was wrong anyway. So I just said, why don't I just move the axles? So I took the steer axle, it used to be way down there, that's the steer axle, I moved it up here, drilled some holes, remounted it. Then the drive axle used to be right here, because it was a pusher going that way. So I moved the drive axle back to the correct wheelbase, drilled holes, mounted it, had to turn the axle over because it would have 6 speeds in reverse rather than 1 speed in reverse. So I had to flip the axle over, and that moves the ring gear on the other side of the pinion, so it'll go this way now. So it's a rear engine converted to a front engine. A couple other things I have to do is the fan blows the wrong way, so I got to change the fan. It's a straight drive fan. Anyway, I have a Horton air clutch, fan clutch to put on it with the correct fan blade. So I'm taking the radiator off as we speak. And so drilled a bunch of holes, moved a bunch of stuff, had to lengthen air lines, shorten air lines, move height control valves. The HWH leveling system was already on it. They welded all that in place. And you know what? I think it's going to be fine. This one here, I'm using them now with dunnage under them. I'm going to leave them on there. I think they'll be fine. So what have I done? I have air brakes, air ride, Cummins diesel. All of that going in a 13,000 pound BlueBird Inn. Why am I doing this? Somebody asked me the other day, why? I don't golf, I don't bowl. So I just have to have something to do. I'm trying to keep the old man out by staying busy. So that's what we're doing in the backyard. We posted a couple of videos last night. They kind of got ahead of the game, so nobody really knew what I was doing, and you probably still don't. It's kind of hard to get your head wrapped around how we made this a front engine from a rear engine and never moved the engine. Does that make any sense? Check us out. Don't forget to join. Don't forget to give me a like if you like me. If you don't like me, okay, we got a petting zoo coming in. Thanks for watching. Well, I forgot a few things, of course. Carol's gonna do a little walk around, show you the engine. This is a 5.9 Cummins, 24 valve, 300 horsepower. It ought to make this little bus run like a scalded dog, as we say in the South. We're gonna walk around. It's all air ride. That's all the air ride stuff. drive axle. I had to move the air tanks forward, move the fuel tank back, had to make room for the drive shaft to go through, which I don't have yet. The frame's going to be cut off about right here to make it fit the Bluebird in. The back bumper will go right about here. I'm calculating. Of course I could be wrong. What I'm going to do is jack the Bluebird in up, block it up, pull the chassis out, pull the chassis up next to this one to do some measuring, hang the bumper, that kind of stuff after we get the thing out. It's hard to measure everything. I've done this with the help of some of my buddies, and some of it by myself. I've been alone now for 2 or 3 days, finishing up small stuff. Still got lots to do. It rained me out one day, and I had to, you know, sometimes I have to work for the real money job. But so we're taking the radiator out. Like I said, we're going to change the fan, put a fan clutch on it, and I made a major mistake with the forklift the other day and poked a big old hole in the radiator. So what I think I'm going to do, this radiator of course was for a pusher, no way for air to get in there much. It was right across the back. So I got a radiator shop over here. I'm going to just have him plug all these bottom tubes. I think this is enough to keep it cool in a front engine application. It'll get me going, get me running. If I have to put a new radiator in it later, that's just what I'll have to do. This was a major boo-boo on me. So I got this is all loose, ready to bring the forklift over and lift it out. We're not going to video that because that could be a big disaster, and we don't want living proof of that yet. All right, thanks for coming.